I once gave my spouse what I thought was the perfect gift. She's the kind of person who loves showing off her cocktail making skills when we're hosting. So I found this gadget called the Perfect Drink, a smart scale with an app that walked you through making hundreds of cocktails, measuring every ingredient as you poured. To me, it was genius. It was sleek, fun, and so her, I thought. But when she opened it, she didn't smile. She didn't swoon. Instead, she looked at it and said, I'll never use this. Then, how much did this cost? I was crushed. Not because she was ungrateful, but because I had built up this whole moment in my head. I was so sure I knew what she wanted, but I never actually checked. And that's exactly what happens when we create offers without validating market demand. You build something from love, from insight, from experience. But if your audience doesn't recognize it as something they need or want right now, they won't buy it. Not because it's bad, but because it doesn't feel urgent or relevant to them. That's why this week's deep dive is all about how to know if your coaching offer idea has real market demand before you build it. I'm sharing 5 signs to look for, simple tools you can use, including one from ChatGPT's that's surprisingly powerful, and what to do if the idea doesn't quite land. Because your offer deserves to be received with a yes, this is exactly what I needed, not a polite smile and a return receipt. So let's dive into this week's episode. How to know if your offer idea has market demand. Before you build it, make sure they want it. You've poured your heart into your work. You've seen the transformation in your own life. And maybe you've even had a few clients get amazing results. But then, crickets. You launch something new, maybe a workshop, a signature coaching program, or a digital course, and barely anyone signs up. Again. It's frustrating, it's confusing, and it's not because you aren't good at what you do. Here's the truth: aligned offers still need market demand. Even the most soulful idea can fall flat if it doesn't meet what your people want and recognize in themselves. So, how do you know if your coaching offer idea has real traction before you build it? That's what we're going to explore in this episode: clear signs of market demand, simple ways to validate your ideas, and how to pivot if what you thought would sell doesn't. Because your next offer deserves to be a full body yes for you and your dream clients. What is market demand and why should you care? Let's start with something that doesn't get said enough. Validation isn't about doubting your magic, it's about directing it. As coaches and healers, we often create from the heart. We design offers based on what we know can help. But here's the disconnect: if your audience doesn't recognize their own desire in your offer, they won't move toward it, no matter how transformational it is. Market demand means there's a known need or desire in your niche. People are already investing in support in that area. And the problem is clear and pressing enough that they're seeking a solution. In other words, there's a match between what you're offering and what they're already trying to solve. But let's go deeper because this is where many coaches quietly resist. Here's why some coaches avoid validating market demand. They might say things like, I don't want to dilute my vision. I don't like market research. It feels cold. I just want to create from what feels aligned. Here's the reframe: validation isn't the opposite of alignment, it's what makes alignment sustainable. You can think of it like this: creating without validation is like shouting your offer through a megaphone into the wind. Creating with validation is like holding up a mirror so your audience sees themselves, not just your brilliance. Here are the pros of validating your coaching offer idea. One, you'll know your idea resonates before you spend weeks building it. Two, you'll feel more confident pricing and positioning it. Three, your marketing will feel more connected and effective. And 4, you'll reduce launch stress and the post launch spiral. But here's the cons of skipping validation: wasted time and energy building something people don't yet understand or want, lower sales and harder launches, self doubt and overthinking when an offer doesn't land, a slower path to traction and income. This isn't about chasing trends or watering down your offer. It's about anchoring your work in recognition. That's what allows your dream clients to say, yes, this is exactly what I've been looking for. 5 signs there's real demand for your coaching offer. Let's break down the signs your idea is hitting the mark. Number 1, people are already paying for similar results. If someone else is offering a version of your idea and making sales, good. That means a hungry market. Your role is to carve out your angle, your voice, your method, your audience. Don't fear saturation, fear obscurity. It's easier to stand out in a known category than to educate people from the ground up. Number 2, your audience is already asking for it, out loud or between the lines. This can show up in sneaky ways. A Voxer message that ends with, I wish someone could just help me figure this out. Or a DM saying, do you have anything that covers this topic? Clients consistently asking for the same kind of support. Your job? Listen between the lines. Track what lights them up, not just what they say they need, but what they keep circling back to. Number 3, it solves a clear present tense problem. The coaching industry loves transformation talk, but your clients are living in their now. An idea with market demand speaks directly to the pain, tension, or desire they're facing today. Ask yourself, what problem are they actively searching to solve? Is this a someday issue or something they're craving relief from right now? Number 4, you can describe the transformation in one sentence. If it takes 5 paragraphs to explain your offer, it's not clear enough. So try this framework. This helps your person, your ideal client, go from whatever pain they're experiencing to desired state without a common struggle. That level of clarity signals that you know what you're delivering, and that helps your clients trust you. Number 5, you get engagement when you talk about it. Early signs of demand often show up before the cart opens. You get replies to your stories or emails. People opt into the wait list. There's curiosity, not just crickets when you mention your offer. Don't ignore those micro yeses. They're the breadcrumb trail towards something worth building. Here's some simple tools to validate your coaching offer idea. Validation doesn't have to be complicated. Here are simple strategic ways to test your idea. Audience-centered tools. 1 would be Instagram polls or question boxes. Ask what they're struggling with or craving support around. 2 is landing pages and waitlist. Gauge interest with a low-effort opt-in. 3, email tracking. Which topics get the most clicks or replies? And 4, Google Trends and YouTube autofill. Discover what people are already searching for in your niche. ChatGPT's deep research equals insight goldmine. Use this to mine real, raw language from forums, Reddit, Amazon reviews, and more. Here's a few prompts that you can try with the deep research feature in ChatGPT. What are common frustrations among your audience related to the topic of your offer? List real quotes from people trying to solve the problem that your offer addresses, and summarize pain points from Reddit threads about whatever your niche topic is. You'll walk away with language that resonates and ideas that meet your audience where they are. Real world example: pre-sale wins and fails. Coach A had an idea for a group program to help burned out therapists transition to online work. Instead of diving straight into creation, she shared a 2-question poll on Instagram and got 72 responses. She followed up with a short form and ran 5 market research calls. The insights led her to shift the title, clarify the outcome, and add a bridge session at the start. The result? She pre sold 9 spots at $697 before creating a single module. Coach B spent months building a spiritual coaching program based on what had helped her, but she never tested the demand. And when she launched, the response was quiet. After some reflection, she realized her audience resonated more with her content on intuitive decision making, not inner child work. She structured her offer to focus on that and immediately started getting DMs asking when enrollment would open. The moral of the story: clarity doesn't come from guessing, it comes from asking, listening, and iterating. What to do if there's not strong demand yet? This is where so many coaches freeze. If your idea doesn't get traction right away, it's easy to spiral. I must not be cut out for this. I'm never going to figure this out. Why does this feel so easy for everyone else? But here's the truth: your idea isn't wrong, it might just be incomplete. So let's revisit the questions with more depth. Is this offer too vague or broad? Instead of helping people step into their power, could you say helping mid career women overcome decision fatigue and design their next career move with clarity and courage? Specificity equals resonance. Am I solving a problem they care about solving now? Timing matters. Someone might want spiritual alignment, but what they're losing sleep over is money stress, burnout, or relationship tension. Try reframing your offer in terms of what it helps them do today, then layer in the deeper work once they're in. Have I explained the transformation clearly? Sometimes the magic is there, but it's hidden in vague language. Try writing out what your client is Googling at 2 a.m., what they say when they're venting to a friend, how they describe what they want in their own words. Let those words guide your messaging. Can I reposition this idea with a new lens? You don't have to scrap the whole thing. Maybe it's a shift in who it's for, niching, how it's delivered, group versus one-on-one, what outcome you emphasize, emotional relief versus tactical solution. Here's an example. An offer to reconnect to your intuition could be repositioned as learn to make faster, clearer decisions without outsourcing your power. See how that hits differently? Here's a final thought. Clarity before creation saves time, energy, and stress. Your work is sacred, but sacred doesn't mean secret. When your offer is rooted in real demand, your audience feels it. They don't need convincing, they lean in. So before you build something new, pause, ask, listen, validate. You don't need a fancy funnel or a huge audience. You just need alignment and evidence. That's where confidence lives. Because your business should feel good to run and your brilliance deserves to be received. If you want help making sure your offer hits the mark, download the Offer Confidence Checklist and discover if your idea is aligned, clear, and market ready, or book an Offer Power Hour and we'll map it out together step by step.